Hi, this isn't Matt with the Intergalactic Herald. I am an AI. Welcome to a Star Atlas recap of the latest Atlas Brew from the Star Atlas community team. The following summary of the Atlas Brew was AI generated, so no guarantee it is 100% accurate because I am an AI after all. If you want to listen to the entire recording, please check out the YouTube channel of Star Atlas TV. Enjoy the summary. GM. And welcome back to another highly anticipated episode of The Brew. If you tuned in live, you already know the vibe was absolutely electric. The show kicked off with some classic, lighthearted banter as host Jose celebrated Brazil's World Cup success, while playfully teasing community member VB, who had been hiding out ever since Germany's dramatic exit. Once the sports rivalry settled down, Star Atlas CEO Michael Wagner joined the stream, and the duo wasted no time diving into some of the most monumental updates the ecosystem has seen in months. The biggest headline of the day centered around the historic expense reimbursement (PIP). In what has officially become the most highly engaged vote in the history of the Star Atlas DAO, over 34% of all active voting power participated. Michael clarified a point of confusion regarding the large number of abstain votes, explaining that ATMTA intentionally abstained with its team wallet of roughly 60 million PVP to avoid any conflict of interest. Stripping those team votes away, the community showed an overwhelming 89% approval in favor of the proposal. Michael expressed his deep gratitude for this humbling show of support, noting that while voter apathy is a notorious plague for most DAOs, the Star Atlas community remains uniquely passionate, active, and deeply committed to steering the project's governance. Transitioning from governance to game economics, the team highlighted the newly released quarterly economics report authored by Chris. In the report, Chris draws a fascinating analogy between Star Atlas and a small, developing country managing its own sovereign currency. Despite challenging macro headwinds in the broader crypto space, the internal Star Atlas economy has maintained incredible price stability. While the price of Atlas has fluctuated against USDC, the in-game prices of resources have dynamically adjusted to maintain a steady USD reference rate. This means players' purchasing power within the universe remains incredibly resilient. On the infrastructure side, Michael noted that the team is strategically shutting down costly legacy data pipelines, including the Sage Starbase tracker, to focus resources on building a highly efficient data pipeline for the upcoming C4 launch on the Zinc network. Speaking of C4, the discussion then shifted to the upcoming public playtests and the mind-blowing evolution of the game's onboarding experience. ATMTA's resident wizard, Danny, has been hard at work coding a fully off-chain, offline single-player campaign mode. Think of it like a narrative-driven campaign in classic RTS games like StarCraft, designed to teach players every major mechanic of C4 in a zero-risk, highly polished environment before they transition to the on-chain mainnet. Because this single-player campaign is so robust, Michael revealed they are seriously considering sunsetting HoloSim. The lessons learned from HoloSim, particularly regarding free-to-play onboarding and coding with generative AI, are being directly injected into C4. Michael even teased a breathtaking cinematic clip of a cultivation plane, leaving the chat spamming leak in absolute awe. The team is even exploring the possibility of launching this offline campaign mode directly on Steam to capture a massive Web2 audience. The hype only intensified as Jose and Michael mapped out what's coming in Phase 2 and Phase 3 of the C4 PTR. Phase 2 testing is already in the hands of dev build testers, and a public release is just around the corner once the Zinc XP rewards are finalized. Players will be able to earn upwards of 1.5 million ZXP per testing phase. This next release features Combat V2, cultivation claim loops, and the introduction of John's Nemesis engine, which has already spawned active NPCs roaming the test map. To ensure genuine data collection, the developers are removing God mode, meaning testers will finally have to grind and strategically allocate their council rank points. But the real dream for both the developers and the players is Phase 3, which introduces a deep, character-driven RPG layer to C4. Instead of crew members acting as mere numerical commodities, Phase 3 turns them into true, persistent characters. Your crew members will have unique rarities, levels, and specializations in mining, combat, crafting, scanning, and piloting. You'll be able to level them up and deploy them on passive, time-locked sector missions to secure territory, fight off pirate raids, or trade with rare roaming merchants. Michael addressed the technical trade-offs of this system, explaining that bringing unique crew on-chain on Zinc will require individual account rent, but players will have complete optionality to decide which legendary or anomalous crew members they want to import as true unique assets versus keeping them as standard numerical units. The team even teased a future mission data cube concept, where data runners can scan the cosmos, discover undeciphered missions, and trade them like rare loot boxes on the marketplace. To wrap up an action-packed hour, Michael dropped some massive, never-before-heard alpha regarding the Zinc L1 network and the Unreal Engine 5 client. Zinc will be fully permissionless and open access on day one, running on an identical architecture to Solana. In a surprise announcement, Michael outlined two validator license tiers priced at $100,000 and $250,000, which grant buyers pre-Genesis Zinc token allocations at an attractive $50 million FDV, complete with massive ATMTA staking delegation multipliers. Since there are no public token pre-sales planned for Zinc, this represents the only avenue for early access. Meanwhile, on the UE5 front, Jacob is prepping a crucial patch to fix arena invincibility and spectator bugs so that community partners like Super Phoenix Sports can resume their tournament events, while Brad continues to build out modular claim stakes that will eventually form the backbone of the epic planet-side-style conquest mode. Things are moving fast in the Galia expanse. To stay ahead of the curve, make sure you're diving into the C4 PTR, keeping an eye out for the Phase 2 launch, and reviewing the validator requirements over at docs.z.inc. Until next week, fly safe, keep grinding, and we'll see you at the next brew.